Taysom Hill. How about a little love for Taysom this morning? And the Saints beat the Falcons 24-9. The Saints improved to 8-2. And the Falcons fall to 3-7. All the Falcons could muster yesterday were 3 field goals. Matt Ryan went 19 for 37, 232 yards in the air, and 2 interceptions. Not good. Todd Gurley, who is so touchdown dependent for fantasy, did not get a touchdown yesterday. Therefore, it was a stinker of a day for Todd Gurley fantasy-wise. He rushed 8 times for only 26 yards. That's horrible. 3.38 yards per carry. The Falcons as a team only rushed 14 times for 52 yards. When you only rush for 52 yards in a game, typically in the NFL, things are not going to bode well, and they didn't yesterday for the Falcons as they lose to the Saints. Now, the Steelers came in yesterday undefeated. After yesterday, they're still undefeated. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-3. Go Steelers, right? If you're a Steeler fan, 10-0 are the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are the first team. This is the first Pittsburgh team in the Super Bowl era to start the year 10-0. And Pittsburgh's had some pretty good teams in the Super Bowl era, wouldn't you say? Jacksonville falls to 1-9. But I tell you what, I watched this game yesterday, and the one thing that would concern me if I were a Steeler fan, and let me say I clearly am not, but I try to be neutral on this show. But the one thing that would really bother me somewhat as a Steeler fan is their lack of commitment to running the football. The Steelers used to be a run-first, pass-second team. They're now a pass almost all the time kind of team and run on occasion. I don't like that. I don't like that for this Steeler team. They're a great defense. I'd like to see them, as the season progresses, involve James Conner more than they are. And let me tell you why. Yesterday, Roethlisberger threw the ball 46 times for 267 yards. Yesterday, Conner rushed only 13 times, but he gained 89 yards rushing. That's an average of 6.8 yards per carry. That's right, 6.8 yards per carry. And the other thing that kind of burns me, I own James Conner in a fantasy league. The thing that burns me is Conner gets all these tough yards. They bring in Benny Snell, who rushed only 7 times, only got 15 yards, but Benny Snell gets a touchdown. What's up with that? I mean, let Conner get the touchdowns. He's your bell cow. That's what Tomlin called him at the start of the year. Yeah, I'm a little mad. That's right. Can I get that way every now and then? Sure. We all can. Let Conner be the beneficiary, if he's your bell cow, of those short yardage touchdowns, and let Benny Snell sit on the bench. I'm into it this morning, can you tell? Steelers win. 27-3. The Patriots and the Texans. The Patriots hanging on for their playoff life, playing at home yesterday, coming to the game 4-5 in Foxborough, and they leave 4-6. I think yesterday's loss may be the end of the Patriot playoff run. They're 4-6. There are a lot of teams who would have 3 losses. There are a lot of teams with 4 losses you've only got 6 weeks to go. And you've got to jump over a lot of teams if you make the playoffs. Houston beats them yesterday 27-20. And for the Texans, Deshaun Watson goes 28 for 37, 344 yards in the air, 2 passing touchdowns, 36 yards rushing, average 6 yards per carry. And passing, look, talk about distribution. Brandon Cooks, 4 catches. Jordan Akins, 5 catches. Will Fuller, 6 catches. Cooks had 85 yards. Akins, 83 yards. Fuller, 80 yards. That's pretty good balance. When your top receiver, catch-wise, 6, Will Fuller, has 80 yards receiving, and the most yards receiving, 85, only had 4 catches. But look, right there you had 15 completions for over 240 yards to 3 receivers, spreading the ball around. Houston did a great job, and I think they just knocked the Patriots out of their playoff realm. I just do. The Lions and the Panthers played yesterday. This was a snoozer. Look, Teddy Bridgewater's out. So the Panthers go to their second-string quarterback. But we'll talk about him in a moment. But it's the defense. Look, Carolina 20, Detroit 0. They shut out the Lions. It was the first shutout for the Panthers since week 14 of 2015. So it's been almost 5 years since the Panthers pitched a shutout. They do it yesterday at the expense of the Lions. So I told you about the quarterback situation. Bridgewater did not play yesterday. Philip Walker from Temple makes his first start, goes 24 of 34, throws for 258 yards. Mike Davis rushes for 64 yards and a touchdown. And they were in complete control. I want you to hear some of these Lions stats. Oh my gosh, this is ugly. Okay, so Lions. Matthew Stafford, 18 for 33 passing, only 178 yards, and obviously no touchdowns because they were shut out. Rushing. They only rushed 17 times. They only got 40 yards as a team. Adrian Peterson, 7 rushes, 18 yards. Kerryon Johnson, 6 rushes, 17 yards. And Stafford rushed 4 times for 5 yards. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And Detroit plays Thanksgiving Day. And are we expecting a lot out of the Lions? No. No, we're not expecting anything out of the Lions, but more heartbreak if you're a Lions fan. The 4 o'clock games yesterday, the Jets and Chargers. This was a really good game. I mean, the Jets played really well, but not well enough. The Chargers improved to 3-7. They beat the winless Jets 34-28. It was once again a game for Charger quarterback Justin Herbert. 37 completions on 49 attempts, 366 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. Wow. Kalen Ballage rushed 16 times for 44 yards. He was the bell cow in the backfield. But look at this. Keenan Allen. Are you a Keenan Allen owner in fantasy? 16 catches yesterday. 145 yards receiving and a touchdown. So it's obvious that Keenan Allen is the receiver of choice. Chargers win. Chargers win. Broncos and Dolphins in Mile High in Denver. Dolphins looking for playoff superiority. But they wound up benching their quarterback. Rookie quarterback Tua is taken out late in the game. Broncos improved to 4-6. They win 20-13 at home against the Dolphins, who fall to 6-4. Good morning, Amy Elmore Cannon. How are you? So Denver now is 3-0 against the AFC East this season. That's the good side of Denver. How about some bad? They're 1-6 against everybody else. That's why they're 4-6 overall. But 3-0 against the AFC East. And they put it to the Dolphins yesterday. Packers Colts. Did you watch this game? Phillip Rivers. Are you a Phillip Rivers believer? Phillip Rivers played one of the best games of the year yesterday. And they're playing Green Bay. Colts come in 6-3. Packers are 7-2. They leave the game with the same record. Indianapolis wins 34-31 on a Blankenship field goal with time running out. Rodgers, 311 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones only rushed for 41 yards yesterday, and Devontae Adams caught 7 balls for 106. But it was the turnover that got the Packers yesterday. Late in the game, Marquise Valdez-Scantling with the ball after a great catch, loses the ball, the Colts recover in overtime, and then kick a field goal to win. So it looked like when we started overtime, Green Bay won the coin flip. They were driving down the field. They had just scored to tie the game and go into overtime. Rodgers was amazing. From about the 2-yard line, he heaves the ball to midfield. 3 defenders on Scantling. He still catches the ball. That was the great side of Scantling. The bad side of Scantling was in overtime when he had the ball and he fumbled it, and it led to a game-winning field goal for the Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers. Amy Elmore Cannon says, "Go Phillip, go Pack." So let's talk about Mr. Rivers and his stats from yesterday. 24 completions on 36 attempts, 288 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. He looked like the Phillip Rivers of old yesterday. And he likes throwing the ball to Michael Pittman. Look, he spread it around though. Pittman had 3 catches and a touchdown. Zach Pascal had 3 catches. T.Y. Hilton had 3 catches. Naheem Hines had 3 catches. You get my drift. And rushing the ball finally yesterday, Jonathan Taylor. Yay! Give me some love for Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor rushes the ball 22 times. 90 yards. A 4.1 yard per carry average. Finally, if you're a Jonathan Taylor fan, owner in fantasy, you got what you were looking for. Are you a Cowboy fan? Because if you are, the Cowboys win yesterday over the Vikings. 31-28. The Cowboys improved to 3-7. The Vikings fall to 4-6. Schultz, the tight end for Dallas, caught a 2-yard touchdown with a minute and a half left in the game to give Dallas the winning margin. Look, the Cowboys defense looks a lot better. The Cowboys offense had Andy Dalton under center yesterday. They look a lot different than they did 2 or 3 weeks ago. Again, not predicting anything in that NFC East, but I love the Redskin defense. I like the way the Redskins, or Washington football team, run the football. Their quarterback is a movie waiting to be made, near death, and now he's throwing for 300 yards every game. This is the game Thursday. This is Turkey Day. Dallas and the Washington football team. That's going to be a great one. 4:30 kickoff on Fox. You got to be watching that one. That's going to have a lot to do with who wins that division or who doesn't. And on bye yesterday were the Bears, 49ers, and Giants. So that's just a look at yesterday. Game tonight again, the Buccaneers and Rams. Kick it off around 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock. I'm looking for the Buccaneers to shut down the Rams tonight. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think this could be a game that ends in the teens for both teams. Rams have a great secondary. I look for the Buccaneers to try to run the ball. Tampa Bay has a swarming defense. I think they'll give Jared Goff a lot of different looks, try to confuse him, and they probably will. I'll look for some turnovers, and it may just be the team who has the ball last. It's a fairly even match game. I'm taking the Bucs, but it could go either way. I want to thank everybody for being with me this morning. It's been great. It's always great. This is fun. You know, I mean, how could talking about sports with your friends not be fun? I can't figure out a way how. I mean, it's incredible. So I want to thank you guys for being with me in StreamYard, on Facebook. Some of you watch it later in the day, and I get messages that you watch the show, and hey, that's great. Glad to know that. If you have questions, you can even send me questions after the show, and I'll talk about them on the next show. How about that? Thanks to my chat room this morning, Donkey Yoki, Andrea, Lenny, Mitch, Rotorius, Corona. Thanks to you watching on StreamYard, and I want everyone to have a great Monday, a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Do something good for someone today during this Thanksgiving week, okay? Show people that you're thankful for all the blessings that we have. And I want everyone to have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. No, I will not. I'll have to reserve judgment on tomorrow. I'll let Lenny know later today what